This article here is from the BBC. It's called Andrew Tate, Brothers Custody in Romania Extended by Another Month. It's from March 23rd, 2023. Now, one main point here for some people who followed Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Brad Pitt and Angelina, Marilyn Manson, there's no evidence right now against Andrew Tate. Now, I'm not saying everything has to go to the public, but if you hold someone for months, you should present some evidence. If you claim you've got all this evidence, well, if you don't present it, people have the right to be skeptical no matter what you think of his personality online. The brothers have been detained since December and are being investigated on allegations of the R word, moving people around, I can't say everything, and forming an organized crime group. Both have denied wrongdoing. Mr. Tate's lawyers say he will be held until the end of April. Think about that. The end of April's 4 months. Since December, that's almost half a year we're going on now. Why? I get the allegations, but it just doesn't really seem right. I know they say he's going to leave the country, but the law should be the law. You can't hold someone because you say they're wealthy and they can leave the country. And here's the key point. The brothers' lawyers told a closed court in Burcast that prosecutors had brought no new evidence to Wednesday's hearing. They also suggested that their client's notoriety was contributing to the decision to keep them in custody, which I think is a pretty fair point too. Ms. Perchescu, if I'm saying that one right, said that for the first time, the judge asked the brothers to respond directly to prosecution arguments that they were a flight risk and a risk to public order. Risk to public order. What exactly does that mean? Andrew Tate speaks his mind. He speaks his mind against things that aren't popular to speak your mind against. Gotta wonder. Despite what was described as a dynamic exchange, the judge eventually ruled the two men should be kept in preventative custody for another 30 days until the end of April. I'm going to call this person here Ms. P, because that's a tough name. Ms. P said the team was speechless at the court's decision, so she must be one of Tate's lawyers, someone on his legal team. A lawyer acting for the Tates in the U.S. recently contacted one of the alleged victims in the case, threatening to sue her and her family for $300 million for defamation unless she retracted her claims. Judges have consistently justified the decision to keep them in custody on grounds they might pressure witnesses or interfere with evidence and be a flight risk. And they say evidence from phone calls has been produced. But we'd have to hear them, and we'd have to hear full context to actually take a side as to whether you think he should be charged, be detained. Detaining someone for 4 months just because you say you heard evidence doesn't feel right. Tate's side says the women willfully did these things. The thing is, there's a similarity with Manson here, and that's this. Andrew Tate has said some things on podcasts, in interviews, and whatnot online. But some people act as him saying it means it happened in reality, definitely. And one of the things I really try to get through about Manson is just because he said it doesn't necessarily mean it happened. You still need some kind of evidence even for what you say. If not, you could dig this video up, 20 years from now and tell people you've got proof I slept with thousands of beautiful women because I said it. They say there's testimony from alleged victims claiming to be forced to earn $10,000 a month on social media platforms under the alleged threat of physical violence. They got an expert opinion that you need some kind of evidence and you can't prosecute on testimony alone. Not sure an expert needs to say that, but I tend to agree. The article goes on to say that victims tend not to cooperate with the court. Who knows? I'm sure influences. They say they've got 800 ongoing cases for which they only have 7 prosecutors and 48 police officers to deal with it. Sounds like they need a slightly bigger budget and team there. So there's a few details, little update here. Main point, without showing some kind of evidence, you can't expect people to really have a way to form an opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Doing pop culture, entertainment, things like that. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.